Hey, yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag, you know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 10:06 p.m., you know what I mean? June 23rd, 2025, and the upload time is 11:30. You know what I'm saying? And this is the second and last video of the night. It's hot than a motherfucker here in New York. It's like 90, it's like 94. Tomorrow is gonna be, they say it's gonna be 100 degrees. You know what I mean? I got somewhat the day out of work. Somewhat. You know, they said that we could work remotely. You know what I mean? I think that's a smart fucking move. You know what I mean? I think it's a smart move because, you know, with the type of job that I work at, you know what I mean? We deal with elderly people and stuff. And right now, just, you know, like they can't be outside and stuff. You know, they can't be. You know, right now I'm on my Dropbox and I'm seeing nothing but dimes. Because I keep pictures of dimes. You know what I mean? All I do is fuck with dimes, you know what I mean? Especially dark-skinned females, boy. You know what I mean? I got pictures saved where it's like, fuck. You know what I mean? I got a picture of Naomi. I got pictures of Naomi right now that I got saved. I got pictures of fucking Dolce. You know what I mean? Foxy Brown. You know what I'm saying? Kendra G. You know what I mean? All chocolate, man. All chocolate. I got other pics, too. You know what I mean? I got fucking pictures of... Let me see who else I got pictures of, you know, right here as I'm seeing my fucking face. Now, I mean, yeah, like I got nothing but chocolate. This is banging BBW chick named her name is, she calls herself That's Bae, B-A-E-E. You know what I mean, on Twitter. You know what I mean? I got a picture of Lil Mo on here. I got mad pics of dimes, boy, dimes. I don't give a fuck about your size, you know what I mean? Like, I got a picture here of Kelly Price. You know what I mean? Like, I got dimes. I got fucking dimes, B. Dimes. But enough about that. I want to talk about something very interesting that came early today, and I posted this. You know, this was from Dave Meltzer. And I know there's gonna be people talking. And it's like, all right, fuck it, fine. You know, with everything that we're seeing right now, you know, with the war. Why I keep fucking saying war? You know, with the bombings in Iran and, you know, and what we're seeing today and such. You know, there is talk. You know, I mean, look, it is what it is. You know, I even got a picture of Buffy the Body here. That's old school, B. You know what I mean? Like, for all my real rights, y'all know about Buffy the Body. But today, and I got a picture of Selena Vega on here. Like, come on, man. Like, Jada Parker. Enough of the bullshit. So, there's talk of WWE, this is coming from Meltzer, doing 2 WrestleManias a year. Right? The other WrestleMania that he's talking about doing, Diamond the Body. You know, let me turn this off. The other WrestleMania is basically coming from Saudi Arabia, right? From the Saudis. And, you know, there are going to be people who's going to be, there's going to be some talk. There's clearly going to be some talk about doing a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, right? Because remember, WWE gave them the greatest Royal Rumble, right? So I guess they're going to do, you know, the greatest WrestleMania. It's a possibility. You know what I mean? If that would not shock me if they do the greatest WrestleMania or Super WrestleMania, right? Because they're in Saudi Arabia, right? My thing is, you're going to have to give these people bonuses for doing 2 WrestleManias. You're going to have to. Because, you know, this is an event that if the Saudis want it, you know, they're going to get it. Which basically leads me into my theory that sooner or later, Saudi Arabia is going to, you know, they are going to invest in TKO. Now, I mean, they're going to invest in TKO with not only WWE, but also, remember, they're doing the boxing league, right? They're doing the boxing league, and they're doing, you know, they got UFC, right? They're doing UFC in Saudi Arabia, right? But, again, this lets me know, right, that, hold on real quick. This lets me know that WWE and more importantly TKO is going to get in business. They're going to definitely get in bed with the Saudis. You know what I mean? There's talk of no. I think Silver Lake. Let me see something with Silver Lake. Bear with me for a minute. Hold on, Silver Lake. Silver Lake in Endeavor. Let me see. Silver Lake Endeavor and QATAR. Right? The last thing I heard was that Silver Lake, Silver Lake basically brought out, they brought out Endeavor and such, right? And they are looking for, a buyer, and Qatar basically, they have bread, right? So Qatar, there's a fund in Qatar that I think, is also with Saudi Arabia. It's confusing, but I would not be shocked again if the Saudis wound up buying out TKO. You know what I'm saying? But doing 2 WrestleManias, I get why they doing it. Do I like it? No, but fuck it, it's business. It's business. It's business, and it's nothing that people could do about it. Now I don't know how this is going to work, because if you're going to do 2 WrestleManias, right? The real one, and of course, I'm not talking about that bitch ass nigga on Twitter. No. I'm talking about the real WrestleMania, the WrestleMania that we know here in the States, and Saudi's WrestleMania. There's got to be an event that has to leave. You know what I mean? And I don't know what event that is. I don't. But it's going to be very interesting. And I know a lot of people are not going to be happy about it. Because again, it's Saudi Arabia and such. And also, like I said before, and I'm gonna say this again, I don't see this deal ending soon. I honestly think that when their deal ends, right, with Saudi Arabia, WWE's deal, that's when I think Saudi Arabia is going, or the Public Investment Fund is going to go in and buy, TKO and such, or they're going to have a stake in TKO. You can feel it, you can sense it. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to treat, these Saudi WrestleManias like the actual WrestleManias, 2 nights. Big matches and such. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this. I really don't. I honestly do not know. But I can tell you one thing, though. I can definitely tell you one thing. The more that this relationship with WWE and Saudi Arabia, TKO and Saudi Arabia goes, a lot of wrestlers, right, will be looking to get a big payday from Saudi Arabia because, however much they're making, right, their whole year's salary basically is that one, it's like that one match. That one match is basically their whole year's salary. You know what I'm saying? And that is enough to entice people and such, but I know a lot of people are not going to like it. Just like how a lot of people don't like what they're seeing with, what we're seeing today. You know what I mean? With the fucking, what's his face? With the bombing and such, and WWE not pulling out and such. I mean, they have a contract that they have to go by, so that they're going to be safe. I know I was complaining and such, saying that they should leave, but I think they're going to be safe. You know what I mean? I truly think that they're going to be safe and shit. But doing 2 WrestleManias is going to be very interesting, because what happens if they do, not only a WrestleMania, but another SummerSlam where they can't do that? I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how this is basically going to work. Because when I heard this morning, you know what I mean? When I read this morning, I was like, oh man, this is definitely going to be for Saudi Arabia. It's going to be for Saudi Arabia. And again, they're gonna score a big, they're gonna score big bread, and that's bread for everybody. That is bread for everybody, but it does come with a cost. You know what I mean? It does, it really, really does come with a fucking cost, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be something very interesting. It's gonna be something very, very interesting to look out for. Now, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Fuck it, it's business. But I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I mean? I definitely will be making a video early in the morning tomorrow because, again, I'm at work, but we're gonna be working remote. You know what I mean? So thank goodness, because it's fucking hot like fire. You know what I mean? So I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely check it out tomorrow. So please, take care of yourself in this heat because it is no joke. All right, peace.